We have a question from a viewer in Alexandria who wants to go back to the all-day kindergarten and pre-kindergarten issues that we've had some discussion about already. This viewer, I think it would be fair to say, is not quite as enthusiastic about that, wonders about whether or not the government should be doing that, concerned about the government raising our children. There have been some discussions about this issue. Who wants to weigh in on this?
Let me take, Paul knows more about this than I do because he's a teacher. No one has to send their kids to kindergarten. I think what the law says is you have to enroll your kids in school by the time they're 7 years old. So if people really feel like early childhood or kindergarten wouldn't be beneficial to their children, there is no requirement that they have to attend.
Yeah, and it's the parents who really wanted the full day, everyday kindergarten, and the data shows time and time again the long-term benefits of all-day, everyday kindergarten and preschool is great. And, you know, you can spend a little bit of money trying to prevent the achievement gap, or you can spend billions of dollars later on trying to close it. And another point, that a lot of folks were having to pay fees for the second half of the kindergarten to get full day. And when the all-day kindergarten bill became law, it saved parents around the state $26 million in those extra fees. And it also allowed school districts to use those dollars, because they felt all-day kindergarten was so important that they were taking from other areas of the budget to pay for that. They now could put those dollars back in other areas of education. So, you know, I think it's pretty clear the data's there. As Senator Bach says, I mean, that's the parents still have the choice on that.
Well, Senator Hand, you've got a little background in this. You're a former school board member. What do you think?
Well, and we have done in the state all-day kindergarten for a number of years. Back when I was on the board, we did it in Eden Prairie, and I know other schools have done it. And I think pre-K schooling has gone on for a number of years. I don't think the data supports the fact that we need to do this universally and provide it at no cost to everybody. I think that we have not seen any change in the achievement gap, even though there's been wide acceptance and wide adoption of all-day kindergarten and pre-K programs throughout the state for a number of years. And the scholarly data, I don't think it can be interpreted that way, that it would lend itself to saying, let's make this available to everybody. It's really focused on trying to help kids that really have a high need. But we tend to want to do things that affect everybody. I think that may be the downfall here, is these are very expensive programs. I looked at the bill that was introduced today in the Senate, and we tried to do a little math on it. That could be something like $400 million a year, and that's ongoing year after year to do free pre-K for age 4 kids. I think that's a big price tag when you can't show that there's any direct effect on that achievement gap that we are interested in. I think you've got to look at what we can do in the K-12 system as it is today to get reading scores up, get reading skills up, and to focus on how you keep those kids in the school long enough to graduate. We need to do more work on that. I'm not convinced that pre-K and all-day K solve that problem.
Representative Pepin, any thoughts?
Yeah, I would just say, again, it's an expensive program, certainly something that we can kick around. But, you know, one of the things that's been a little bit frustrating in the last few years has been kind of the attacks on the daycare centers and the other childhood programs. And I don't believe that we necessarily have to have all 4-year-olds in the public school system. And, you know, there's a lot of other programs that we can look at. And you know, certainly we're starting to get into an age where families can take care of educating their kids at this age. It seems like it's getting younger and younger, and at some point we want to, you know, have the discussion of is it really our job to educate kids from, you know, when they're, maybe we should start when they're a year and go on, and when is an appropriate time. And this has gone a lot earlier as the time has gone on in the past years, and we really haven't seen you know, necessarily a fix to any of the achievement gap. We still have the same problems. I think we've probably had the same discussion here 10, 15 years ago on the achievement gap, and what we've been doing hasn't necessarily been working. And so I think that certainly it's something we can discuss and talk about, but I'm a little skeptical.
What we have in place right now is the early learning scholarships, which are going to the students who are the most needy. And it's the parent can still go to a private daycare, they go to YMCA, Head Start, public, whatever that is. But what's important is that we know that that has made a difference. I mean, almost many of the empirical studies, the Federal Reserve Bank doing studies on that show it has great benefits. But also with the new world's best workforce in place, school districts, for the first time ever, have to come up with a strategic plan that says, how are you doing on 5 major goals? And there's actually accountability at the end. And one of those goals, a couple are they ready for kindergarten? The other, are they all reading at 3rd grade level by the 3rd grade? And when you set those measurements, you're going to see a movement in that. They always say, don't tell someone how to do it, just tell them what you want to get done, and they'll amaze you by what they'll do to get things done. That's what we're trying to do with schools, with the world's best workforce. But the end result is that we have a workforce second to none in this world.
We'll have probably an opportunity to discuss this in greater detail maybe yet today, but if not in the weeks ahead, my guess is it won't be resolved anytime soon. So